again. We're back. I'm on the other side of the couch now. He's over there. Welcome back. And welcome to my wonderful husband that I love so much. Hi, how you doing?
That is me.
We did have a conversation today about whether or not we should just like both be down here on the same camera talking into the same mic. But we decided not to do that, as you can see. I feel like it would be just difficult logistically, and I'd have to change some stuff in our setup. But hey,
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. We did just have this conversation over dinner like an hour, a lot of hours ago. We have dinner early because we have children. Cool. Well, let's. You haven't been on this show before. So we could talk about like all of the things, all of the things. So
Yeah.
I think that's even what the very first question is even about. This is one from Boo Nana. What does Danono think about his companions?
Yeah. Well, I think that Dinono is so he did kind of grow up semi secluded. Like people would come to their village because of it was known for its craftsmanship. The bow that he carries is it's actually worth 900 gold, but it's not special in any way other than being from his village and being crafted there with their special craftsmanship. So he did see other people, but he didn't really ever live with anyone outside of his village. So in general, he's not untrusting, but he's definitely cautious. That being said, there are definitely occasions where he worries. I think especially Elias concerns him.
He concerns
everyone. With Thorac and Store, it's a little more kind of cut and dry. You know, they do things you can tell with, but Elias seems to have these things going on in the background. That being said, Danono has noticed that Thorac stopped talking about a certain god and started talking about a different one. But he also has had a bit more time with Thorac, and I think of everyone in the group, he actually trusts Thorac the most.
Okay. So what does he feel like could be, like, what are his thoughts about the fact that he switched?
Well, I think he's picked up that there's an element of fear there. There's an element of oh, sorry, I'm not finding the right word for it. But it seems like there's some kind of a reason, almost like he's afraid of something and wanting to shield others from potential bad things. Like, Dinono's pretty insightful, so I think he's picked up on that, but not any deeper, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So because that's the reason, it seems fine. Like, well, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but he's got a good heart, and he seems to be concerned for people rather than trying to deceive for whatever other kind of reason.
Do you assume that he's going to like ask him about it at any point, or is he gonna just let it slide because it seems like it's fine?
I think Danono's going to talk to him at some point, but Uh, not exactly sure when.
Mm-hmm. Well, Miss Fodder is asking, why does Danono trust Thorac more than Store?
Um, I think it's uh, I think there's a couple things. One is that Thorac, like I said, both Thorac and Store are pretty straightforward. They just go and do, but Store still has I don't know, there's just a little bit to him that feels very unknown and mysterious. Like he's with the Zhahir, but he's not, and you know what happened there. And he's also like he's a paladin, and he is a person of the law. But then we're going to this pirate town, and he's totally cool with it, and he's like, you know, picking up chicks at the bar who maybe are under the influence and not exactly, of course, Store out of character. Store was too, you know, it's not exactly a ton of uh, stuff there, but like for Denono, it's just like I feel like there were some questionable things there. Whereas like while Thorac is also a paladin, there's still like there's no subtlety to it, right? It's just what you see is what you get, and so
Okay.
um, and I mean that plus Denono can see through the only thing that Thorac seems to be trying to hide. So
Yeah, you've also known Thorac a bit longer.
yeah,
Not tons
yeah.
longer,
We
but
we
a bit
did meet
longer.
technically like a few days before the campaign. It's not a ton longer, but we were the only two traveling together for those days. Uh, and given that the whole party's only been together for, you know, kind of 2 weeks, 3 weeks at this point with all the
Uh,
boat travel. I don't know,
it's yeah, like a week and a half.
week
You
and a
just made
half.
me realize that I forgot to count days. I've forgotten now. I need to watch last episode again and count the days again.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so you know, he's proportionally, it's kind of a long time that he's known Thorac compared to the others.
Yeah. Cool. Well, this is another question from Boo Nana. What are Dinono's thoughts about the tablets after the experience on the water?
Um, so initially he was definitely disappointed and sad that he something happened, and then he still has no idea what any of this means. He doesn't know what the tattoo is for. He doesn't know uh, why those creatures attacked or what they were trying to get from him. They tried to communicate. They said some things. Danono didn't know what they said. He was very just more confused, but something has happened, right? It's been, you know, all of these years that he's been trying to figure out and get something going with all of this, and feeling pretty much nothing. Like he was able to understand that 4 of the tablets had to do with elements, but now it's like it does feel like, while I don't know why or what it did, I have completed something with one of the tablets. Um, so he's still confused and still a little disappointed with the outcome of that, but uh, I think he feels more driven and hopeful at the same time.
You have a little bit more of a direction than you did before.
Yeah, and especially with like the others suggesting things about like, oh, maybe we take one to a volcano or something. It's like, yeah, yeah, we can we can do this. We can plan things out, and
Yeah.
maybe it'll work. Who knows?
Yeah, at this point, how much is Danono holding back from the rest of the party?
Um, yeah, in terms of his own life, I don't think really anything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think there are things that he hasn't said that others could find odd or questionable. Like, obviously, he's kind of cool with different. What's the word? Mind altering drugs, but he doesn't think that that's a big deal because that's just what you did.
Yeah.
Back in Withamar, it's just part of the culture. I mean, what do you mean? Um, but I think they're also kind of seeing that some as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose what he is not saying is exactly what he feels about each of them.
Okay.
Right? He hasn't like confronted Elias and said, "Why are you always so sneaky?" And you're always trying to like get things from people, or what's your deal with the were tiger stuff? Like, I get that it can help you, but why wouldn't you just take the cure? Like, there's just a lot of layers that aren't necessarily red flags, but they're flags at least.
Okay. Well,
um Similar, like, he knows that Thorac is lying. He feels some oddness about exactly where Store's morals lie. Not that Danono questions like that Store wants to do good. That is obvious. But exactly, you know, what his deal is, kind of.
yeah. All right. Next question is, Danono lived his whole life in an insular community. How is he handling these rapid events with large cities and groups of people?
Um, a day at a time. But he is known for a while that he needed to get out and do something, right? He has his driving purpose with these tablets and trying to finally achieve that. I don't know if you want to call it recognition or advancement, but you know, get on with his life. He hasn't been able to, and while you know, elves live a long time. 20 years is still a long time to be stuck.
Yeah. Um,
um,
actually, going back just a sec, can we, just for people who are not you and me, who know the ins and outs of this specific situation, can you lay down specifically what his quest and like personal goals are in this and like the history of that?
yeah, so in Withamar, it is traditional for every youth when they come of age, somewhere around 100 years old, to participate in a ritual. And during this ritual, they will uh, be presented a challenge in some way, which I will explain. And if they pass that challenge, which should be obvious, uh, then they are now considered a full adult in the society. Um, this challenge is received by going into a temple there in or near the village, and taking this herb, and under the influence of the herb, you have a kind of out of body experience, and in that realm, and it similar to what happened on the boat with Danono. And in that realm is where you encounter whatever your challenge is. Uh, and so for Danono, he his challenge that he found there were just these tablets. Like, for most people, it's like, oh, there's a bear and you fight it, or oh, there's I don't know, somebody that needs rescuing from deep within the temple, and you delve your way down and solve, pass the traps or puzzles or whatever else. All, of course, in a sort of non-real space. So in Danono's challenge, it's just, these are tablets. And he's like, well, what do I do with this? And so if you don't pass your challenge, you wait until the next time the ceremony is held, which is they're held every 5 years. And so Danono waited 5 years and went back and tried again. And each time, he was studying these tablets. He was looking at different engravings on the walls as well that there were in his challenge space. But every time, eventually after 5 tries, that's why I say 20 years, after 5 tries, he had understood that these tablets talk about the elements, but that's it. And he still came out of the 5th time not having had that I have succeeded moment, and having, not knowing what the 5th tablet means at all, right? So that is why he is left. Oh, I think also, correct me if I'm wrong, DM, but that 5th time was the only time when he left the temple carrying something physical.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other 4 times, the tablets only existed in that sort of like dream realm, but the final time they left with you and they became physical.
Yeah. So having them physically in the world, Danono felt that he needed to go take the tablets so that he could figure out what he's been missing, fill in that gap, and complete his ceremony. That's kind of it. It's somewhat straightforward, though, at least to me. Let's see what the DM cooks up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how and what it ends up as, because things are continuously evolving for sure. Little Miss Fodder is asking, has anyone lied and said they completed a challenge that they did not? I would assume that people have tried, but you kind of have to report back to the chieftainess of the tribe, who is like 900 and something years old, very insightful, has met, Melora in person, sort of very powerful druidic person who can see through most falsehoods fairly easily. There are definitely people who do fail, like Danono, and go back, but they generally succeed the 2nd time. Maybe get one person every few hundred years who has to do it the 3rd time, but it's not seen as like the giantest failure the 1st time. So typically it's not like people are super afraid to say so.
Yeah, but Dinono is unheard of in terms of how many times he's failed.
Yeah, very strange.
By the way, is the chieftainess technically an archdruid? Like, is she that powerful? Or...
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
she's had a long time. She's almost 1,000 years old. She's really, really great. How long does someone have in that say? It's about an hour. Depends on how much you do, but it's about an hour. I think the way that they had it for the ceremonies, it was longer. I think we said it was more like 4 to 8 hours. Mm-hmm. And within the confines of the temple, time becomes a little bit almost nebulous and stuff. Is Danono her replacement? Unknown. I'll get to that question when she dies. She ain't never gonna die, so ain't nobody ever gonna replace her.
Also, mechanically, Danono can't become an archdruid. He's already got 2 levels of rogue, so... Yeah.
All right, next question. We ended last week on a bit of a cliffhanger with unknown entities bursting out of the ocean. What are your theories as to what is going on? How do you think Danono will react?
So Nick's theories here. I have no idea, guys. I got nothing. I think that I kind of feel like whatever's coming out of the sea here could be Melelo's target, the more powerful beast that if he can slay, he can use to, do his ceremony and, summon the demon lord or whatever. So I think he's in the area. Like, we won't have to go to Southwold. Southwold?
Yes.
Yeah, we won't have to go to Southwold or anything. We'll just... I think he's here. Now, Dinono, while he is insightful, he's not dumb, but he's not smart. And he probably isn't thinking that far into it. So his reaction, I think he does understand enough, like, about his own personal quest to know that this monster is not related to what just happened on the ocean a couple days ago. This is something different. So I think he'll just see it as another thing to deal with on their journey.
Another thing.
It's got another serpapard that we got to kill so we don't die, or something like that.
Yeah.
Also, something riding on its back. Like, I feel like it wouldn't make too much sense for that to be Melelo, but it could be. It could be that Melelo has already kind of like achieved his thing and now he's just waiting for the full moon. And he has control of this crazy water beast, but I personally don't think so. But those are the kind of theories that have been running around in my head.
We'll see. We'll see on Monday. I've had the minis for this battle in front of my computer for the last 2 weeks. Just waiting to kill y'all. Speaking of killing things, this is the last question for the night. This is about the one-shot. What was your favorite part of the one-shot? How soon did you realize that it was an actual cannibal game?
The bear trap. As soon as the bear trap happened, I knew, I laughed, and as I was laughing, seeing Aaron and just knowing his personality about things, I'm like, no, this isn't just a coincidence. This is the game. We are playing the song. That is what we're doing right now. It was great. I think I was very glad that Pickle didn't get the killing blows, because I felt like Pickle just did a lot. But it was super fun to be that swashbuckler rogue running in there, stabby stab, run back, and just, aside from the one shotgun blast which he took.
I just love that shotgun. Which, if you haven't seen the video, actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf, Google it. It's hilarious.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Nick and I watched that video within 10 minutes of us meeting. The very first time that we ever met. I don't remember. I think it was me that brought it up, where I was like, have you seen this video? And you were like, oh yeah, I've seen it. We watched it. There was another person there we showed the video to. So it has a lot of meaning to us as a couple. Not that we watch it every year on our anniversary or anything, but we definitely remember its
It was
role
love
in
at
our
first
conversation.
Shia.
Love it for Shia and SIE bull. Um, cool. Well, I think that's where we're gonna leave Rehash for tonight. Thanks for coming on by. I need you to run downstairs and bring me my camera once we're
Sure
done.
thing.
Because for you guys still watching, now we've got this that we're gonna paint. This is a beholder. I have got, in case you aren't part of our Discord, I play in Nick's campaign as well every couple Fridays, and he sprung this on us right at the end of the game.
Should I just go while you're explaining
Yeah,
this?
you could go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now I gotta paint it by Friday night because we're playing again. So this is gonna be the mini for tonight. So I'm gonna just pop out for a little bit. And this is what we're gonna do. We'll see you in a second.